Hey coaches, welcome back. This is Coach Parker with CoachParker.org. How you guys doing today? Today I'm pretty excited. I've released my new single wing formation selected youth football plays ebook. It's another one of my digital ebooks in the selected youth football plays series. It kind of matches up to the best youth football plays posts I've been doing over on the blog, which has kind of driven me to develop these plays ebooks because everybody's asking about them, and if I write anything other than the Beast offense and 6'2" multi-8 youth football defense, and I do. So this is the fourth in the selected youth football plays series, the single wing. Many of you do know that I run quite a bit of the Beast Yale single wing and have since '94. In 2006 or 7, I ran the unbalanced single wing for a couple of years and have played with it off and on since then and know a lot about it. I run a ton of double wing too, so double wing, single wing, all from Pop Warner. So this ebook is my interpretation of the single wing. A lot of this has my kind of player codes and numbers and all of that. It's not going to be that traditional flavor. I've always liked Neapolitan ice cream anyway, so vanilla, chocolate, and strawberry. It's all kind of mixed in. So I hope you enjoyed this. This is a walkthrough video podcast about it. And if you're watching a video, you can see a lot of the book as I pass through the slides here on PowerPoint. Now the book is digitized. They are PowerPoint slide, but they are digitized and you can't get into them. So sorry about that. But so let's get right in. And of course, before we get too far into it, please subscribe to the channel, hit the like button. Comment, share, all that good stuff. It really helps me out, and it doesn't cost you anything to do that if you enjoy what I do. So here we go. This is the first version. It is copyrighted material. There's a couple of folks that have been, I would guess, kind of swapping out some of my material for their own. So just remember, personal use. I don't care what you do with it, but please, if you're going to start making videos and selling stuff and those rights, please know that this is copyrighted material. Thanks. So let's get right into it. So the purpose of this book is, everybody's been asking me for a single wing book online since I've written the Beast. I did not include too much Beast in this particular book, except there are 2 new Beast formations, but the base Beast offense, you can get that over the Power Wing Beast offense book. I just wanted to develop more single wing plays. I wanted to give it my flavor and tint to it. I've got 2 new formations, like I said in here, Hydra Beast and Cake Alpha Beta. Wanted to give you my take on what I would do and kind of what I've been doing, because I don't run it traditional like the other coach Dave Caesar does. I kind of do things a little bit different, and if anything is there are some base plays, the unbalanced single wing in here are traditional. They're more going to be like what everybody else has run since the 1920s, and then I break out especially on my spinner series and Hydra and Cab and all that good stuff. So this is my take on it. This is my purpose. It's really to give you a bunch of ideas. There's over 200 plays and 350 pages of content. You should be able to grab a bunch of stuff out of here and enjoy the book. So let's get through the table of contents. Here you go. I've got my base 8 plays and Sweet 16, which are kind of like my Sainted 6, but I call my stuff base 8 plus 1. So there it is. And then you've got unbalanced single wing run plays, buck, even single wing, spinner, Hydra Beast, cake, jet motion, shifted box. And then I've got a set of single wing pass plays, and then some of my other plays that I've thrown in for good fortune. The Power Wing Beast offense, cake and pie plays, and there's a trick play in there and some other stuff. This is kind of just plays and some blocking. If you want a lot of blocking, the Jaws ebook is out there on blocking. If you want drills, there's a drills book out there, and I'm developing another offensive lineman drill book, so that's there. And as always, a lot of this content will be on the blog or will be coming to my blog over at coachparker.org. So if you don't want to spend any money, look for videos, look for blog posts over there, and you can kind of put it all together. Not everything will be there, but you'll get a lot of the content out of there. My strategy, don't need to get really into that. Let's get into kind of the single wing stuff. So the main character here is the tailback, fullback, quarterback, wing backs, and your X and Y ends. In traditional, you'll see a blocking back as my number one, and then when I move into more of a passing, spinning jet offense, you'll see my number one turn into the quarterback, and kind of the fullback will pick up that blocking role. You'll see how when I talk about the offensive lineman here, as I said, I've got some blocking stuff in here, kind of my philosophies. I like to run left all the time. A lot of people know that, and I'll go overloaded and big. In the single wing, blocking is very critical. A lot of guys will run a single wing because they don't have all the talent, so you really got to be good at blocking. Here's some vocabulary here. Here's some other vocabulary that I've used. And like I said, if you want a real blocking book versus this plays book, you can head over and get my Jaws blocking book, which is the two chapters combined that are in my Power Wing Beast offense and the Wildcat offense. I combined those two chapters and added a little bit there, and I think it's $7 over at coachparker.org's Playbook. And you can find a lot of that stuff on my blog too. The other thing, in the single wing is really, it's critical, is your running backs really must block, and you must require perfection from them. I know when I'm running the double wing and single wing, I really look for perfection in the fakes, because two good fakes and we'll get about the fakes. Two good fakes is, we'll talk about that now, is really where two blocks. So not only do they have to block, they also have to fake great, so they can make these kind of fake blocks. It really helps out, especially because youth football teams are really faked out by misdirection, which the single wing is a power misdirection kind of offense. And if you really perfect all of this, it's really hard to stop, especially if you're using audibles. And there's a whole audible thing out there that you can check out on my Beast offense on kind of what I do if you're really looking for a lot of more of that. And then this is a section where I didn't know whether to leave. I kind of came from the Power Eye ebook, and I've left it in here. These are advanced running back blocking calls if you want to go crazy and use some of these, so you can do that. I also recommend different backfields, power, passing, speed, counter, maybe starters, and then maybe Minnesota if you've got an offense where you put in a lot of minimum play players to get their plays. So those are some things. I use different backfields and switch people out. You'll see that I use the percentage numbers you can see down here to do that. But here's some more running back calls and adjustments do I do with alignments. Here's a quarterback spin. Some of that, I didn't really use some of this in here because usually this is mainly for other formations, but I left it in here so you can kind of see what I do. Here's footwork. I'm kind of a drop step spinner because I do some of this stuff under center and he drop steps deep, but traditional, they lateral step. So here it is here. And this is, I think, out of a Zupke book, some of the traditional spin stuff here in Pop Warner. So if you're looking for that, here's some motions that I run. You'll see me put a DPMO or DMO, or some of them in plays will be capitalized or not, but you can see what's going here. Here's kind of the motions here and what's going on. And then I've got my formations. Now there's 6 or 7 different formations in here. Here's the traditional, well, you can see the traditional setup here. And I move my blocking backs and fullbacks and tailbacks around based on kind of plays and slightly adjust, move up and back. I know that's probably a little different than some of you guys, but I found in youth football, not a lot of guys are paying attention to some of this, especially your average coaches. So you can get away with a lot of this, maybe not in some of the bigger games, but you can get through using this a lot. See, here's your traditional. Some maybe have the fullback at an angle there. Some may have them right next to the tailback. I do both. It depends on the flavor or year that I'm doing this. That's an unbalanced. We call it big. But here's the UBSW. Here's what I call single wing even. I keep wanting to call it SAW, so for this book it's SO, or just SW if you want to call it single wing. But you can see it's an even set. I do a lot of counters and passing out of an even set versus overload to help with the back end. I coach a lot of rec. It's competitive rec at almost select, but sometimes I've got some backside minimum play players back there, and I may need to scoot the D end out a lot and a little bit, and that'll help me in an even set there. This is pretty dear to my heart, the swing and tweak spin. This is how we kind of ran the single wing back in 2007 and 8, and do a lot more double wing now. But this is kind of a double wing, single wing spinner series that we've been used to running for many, many years. It is difficult and complicated and takes a lot of time and timing, but if you perfect it, it's absolutely amazing. So these are swing and tweak. Tweak meaning my tailback's going to the weak side wing there. In a majority, you'll see me call the formation. The formation's called to the wing back side, even if he's playing kind of a halfback. But you can see that there. Hydra Beast with beta blockers is a new formation for Beast with Hydra meaning multiple headed for these beta blockers. They move around. In this formation, the wing back will be a stationary wing there at the set. And I've got two blocking backs that move. Now, I've been moving around blocking backs and backs, both in the Beast tight, wide, and spread or jumbo, and also the cake, fat, pie formations where I've moved the two blocking backs around, and it's been very successful. And so because this is a single wing book, I needed stagnant wings to what I'm defining wings. These are two, and I actually like this Beast Hydra thing because it's going to give me a little bit more passing capability, and I'm looking forward to really getting this out on the field here. And then in cab, this is my cake formation where I had two blockers, and this came out of the Notre Dame box, kind of shifted where I was moving the two blockers around. This is cake alpha blocker because there's only one versus two for beta, and the wing will be stationary, and then this beta blocker, or the alpha beta blocker, will be moving up and down the line. And you can see I've got a little ABCD or less than ABCD kind of nicknames that they're moving down, which you can see down there. And so really between Hydra and cake and traditional Beast and the traditional cake, you could have a whole offense surrounding kind of what's going on there. Which is pretty cool, which I'm pretty excited about in the next couple of seasons to get more out there. But like I said, I've been using these beta blockers, which I've kind of named it now. These movable blockers for several seasons, I think it's since 2012, and it has been very successful, and now kind of bringing some of that to you in the single wing. And the other thing about the Hydra single wing here, the Beast, is the way that I have, you'll see that later, have them being able to be shifted, is it's really kind of a multi-single wing kind of thing where you can do all kinds of crazy stuff with those backs. you can pretty much move into a variety of different single wing flavors. And then here is the single wing box. This is a shifted Notre Dame box to the left here. I put this together because a reader recently asked me about the Beast. He couldn't have 3 sniffers on the line, how he could run some Beast plays. And so I drew up these plays in this formation here, which I've used off and on for a while, and drew up some base Beast plays out of this. And so the 8 plays that I drew up were for him. And it kind of worked out because I was already kind of working on this stuff. So if you're running the Beast and your league has tried to outlaw it by saying there can't be 3 sniffers, only 2, or only 1 inside the tackle box, well then this kind of shifted box right here might work for you. Now I've drawn these up over to the left. You can run them right or left. I don't get stuck on that. I flip line 2 and I flip players. You'll see me do that a lot in these plays. And so that's what's going on there. Then there's just tons of tags here. And like I said, the percentage tag will just say flip to basically left, right. And then if I say tailback, percentage wingback, they're going to flip players there. You've got deep wing, deuce, which will move you into a double wing, which I don't have any of that here, but that book is coming. Trips, X splits. We got squad here, which you can move into this squad, which is really cool. The squad in diamond is where I was playing around with the Notre Dame box, shifting out way wide. And then you've got the Chow D, where basically the beta blocker will go into what you call Chow. So he could go Chow A, Chow B, Chow E. So Chow just puts him on the line of scrimmage, and we've used that quite a bit with a fullback when we wanted some extra blocking on the line. That works out great, actually. So, of course, Nasty. And down here you can see in the lower right where I go even O-line flip, and there's the call to do that. I could probably just write it out. Now here's the stickler where everybody's asking me when I've had it out in pre-publication or what of my Sainted 6, and then I call them base 8. So here are my base 8 plays. They match up pretty close, but not quite. I do things a little bit differently. You'll see a star with the 8, which is actually 9, because I get 9 on this nice slide. And that's why it's kind of that way. And then I've got them listed here in full for you, and I'll flip through them. You can look over here to the left and see them if I'm going down. Here's the Sweet 16, rounds out the base 8 with another 9, so it's actually 18, but this is because it's 18 plus the two base 8 plus 1, so you get it, but here's the Sweet 16. It sounds better. And these are coming from the different stuff. They're not all one formation. Look, I'm a multi-formation guy. I don't get stuck in, oh, this is all I gotta do, and this is what I like I said, I like to give some flavor and some flair, and that's what I do. So you'll see that in this book. It's untraditional, and that's kind of what I like. But as I was doing, you know, I've got about 120 book library, and then just all football, and then I have some really old single wing books, and found, you know, old single wing playbooks that are out there. And there are so many different flavors of what coaches were doing and shifting. So I know a lot of guys get hung up on this unbalanced single wing, this UBSW, and how it is, and traditional. And, well, I don't think the traditional guys back in 1920 ran it as stagnant and traditional as some of you guys think. So, but this is my flair. Now for these I tried to stick fairly close, except for some blocking, because it's for youth football. I did get crazy and do some stuff here that's a little bit different, but all of these plays are kind of base plays. And I'm flipping through, and I'm not reading them off, I know, because this is more of a video walkthrough, so I guess I'll have to do another podcast here. But you can see them here. The UBS, you know, like I said, unbalanced single wing. These are traditional plays that you're going to find from Pop Warner, Zupke, what are the other guys? I mean, there's just a ton of other guys. The Bible, single wings, Tatum. Yeah, these are the Michigan stuff. These are all just traditional, maybe kind of flared up for me stuff here. So there that is. I'm not going to go through. And then there's some buck plays. I'm not a fan of the buck plays. I'm sure there's a lot of guys out there, but other than the wedge, which the fake kind of mouse or the guy coming out of there kind of screws up some guys on the wedge, which is great. But you know, I haven't run very much of it, so this is just some of the stuff that's out there in really old playbooks that I've adjusted for my system and for how the blocking works and how I think some plays would work of a blocking back swinging out of there. So these are pretty traditional too, nothing too fancy. Everybody's got these drawn up, so nothing too. The single wing, now this is where it's getting more of what coming into the single wing even set of more of what I do here. And you can see I've got splits, I've moved people around. It's not really all that traditional, but still has a traditional backfield. I didn't draw everything up in here, and see like this Izod blocking call is one of my advanced calls where the inside back will take the linebacker inside, the outside or the up back will take the outside linebacker D end, and so there's that. So those are the single wing even plays, and I run a lot out of even, so I didn't draw up all the plays. I could have and had even more than 200 plays, but I decided not to do that. Now the spinner series here is kind of my general thing that I've used both in single wing and double wing. The backfield does change where I have a more quarterbacky Tim Tebow, Cam Newton kind of hefty running back that can throw playing my quarterback. And so I've got some general spinner rules here, and then I got a wedge, the leads, and you can see the quarterback spinning around, and he'll usually spin with the main back or the wing back in motion. And so got a lot of this. Some double wing and wing T guys might see some commonalities here, which I would sure there are. In this, my tailback can either be side to side, angled up, or even. The same with the fullback. They're going to kind of move around depending on where they need to go on the field to get back. There's a couple of big time double reverses in here, which are kind of complicated. Like I said, and I like to run this fake reverse with the wedge with the fullback there. That works great. These fullback plays are really good because everybody's watching the motion. And what I said with the spin, which is in swing and tweak earlier, let's get down here to tweak because I'm already at 23 minutes. That's really moving my really fast guy to a wing so I can run outside and then run inside of his sweeps to set that off. We've run in the past a lot of tweak, mainly out of the spinner formation. So there that is. You can see all these plays here. I'm flipping through them. You can slow the video down and probably catch them. So there they are. So that's tweak. Those are my tweeter formation. This Alpha Beast, the Hydra Beast, is where I've got these two beta blockers, which are the fullback and blocking back, that are going to move up and down the line based on an alphabet call or nickname calls. And there's little signs here where you can move them angled in, angle out, split, stacked, halfway deep kind of thing. And so you can see it here. I'm going to go through. Here is the flat version, stock version. This is angled toward the quarterback or center, angled away. This is where they're deep left, deep right, deep middle. This is a halfway deep. This is a super split where they're kind of, the linemen will do super splits. And then there's an equal where the blocking backs with the wing are just equal distance away from each other. And really, we would probably go into a super split there and let the tailback run to where he goes. It looks like I have an edit there I need to make. Okay, well, there's that. So I found that. And then here's some more plays that just go through. And then cab is kind of the same way. I give you some reasons why I call things lead, powers, or counters. And then here are all the plays. Like I said, I've been running this cake or fat with 2 beta blockers that move up and down a lot. And this one, which is cab alpha blocker, I've only got 1, and the other one is a wing back here. This formation is really good for running a lot of power and counters, and you'll see. And really, with this cake and traditional that I run, and for this, you can set up where the 2 blacks will call the bubbles, and it's worked out really good for older teams. And you basically could call the formation right or left, and your backs will set up and look at the defense, and then they will run the hole that they think they're going to get the best yardage from, and this works great. So both the Hydra Beast, the cake fat, and this cab will all be able to do that. So I'm looking excited to pull that in. I did throw in a jet motion here because a lot of guys like to run jet versus orbit. I'm more of an orbit guy that's going to go behind versus jet down, but I know a lot of guys like to run jet. So there's 2 formations here, arrow and spear. You can also run jet out of the swing and tweak by just adjusting the fullback up closer to the line so the jet guy can get across. And so you've got that. And there's just plays here that do all this. You know, with the jet, I'm running around a lot of wing back counters coming back across the formation to weak. And that's what a lot of these jet, or I'm trying to send the wing back across, kick out the DN, and then run underneath that. But with the jet, you'll see me doing a lot of fakes to the middle, and then a boot out, or tailback will swing out one way and the quarterback will come down. So you've got all that in there, which is kind of, almost kind of like some read option stuff in a way. And that's how I kind of set that up. The box, like I said, I've run box a lot. It's kind of, how I moved into squad and cake and kind of stuff. From a long time ago. I ran this both in 2007 and 2008 quite a bit, along with the unbalanced single wing. Some guy asked me about beast plays that I think would work, not with 3 sniffers, and I drew these up for him, and these made it into the playbook here because I took the time to do that. Here's all the pass plays. Now, what we saw before, all the run plays, because I'm in proponent of not passing very much at youth football, maybe 25% of the time. I do pass more than that, and usually it's because I have a really good quarterback, but the majority of times I do not pass too much. And so all the pass plays are back here, and you can see all the different flavors. My favorite routes: pop pass, option pass. And the single wing, I really like to roll out the tailback or the quarterback kind of stuff and get him moving so I can help the blocking out. But there's some traditional passes in here, and a lot of stuff that I've run out of route combos, out of other formations. I run a lot of winged, split wing, I wing, offset wing, double wing, so I have a lot of routes out of wing kind of stuff, and spread stuff and single wing. So here you go. There's all of this here too, and you can see me as I'm flashing them by. They're all there if you want to really slow the video down. And then I did include some beast cake and worm and pie and jumbo stuff at a squad gang screen that really worked out for us really well. And then there's passing routes, audibles, some defense stuff. Really not very much pages on that, because this is mainly just an ebook on plays. And then the appendix, if you look through there, there's a lot of stuff in here, and these are mostly in my library, so you can see a lot of that there. And then of course, as we end up, this is all my other books, so if you want to support me monetarily to bring more free youth football coaching content to the youth football community, please head over. You can buy the Single Wing book, or there's a ton of other stuff here. The Beast, Power Eye, Wishbone, Eye Formation, Blocking, Wildcat Spread, Defense. My defensive book has been called the 6'2" on steroids. Take a look at that. It's a great youthful defense. As again, please subscribe to the channel if you get a chance. Really helps me out. Hit the notify button, share, comment, all that good stuff. And once again, this is Coach Parker with CoachParker.org. Thanks for joining me today. Thanks for going through the walkthrough of my new single wing formation selected youth football plays ebook. Remember to play for fun, and winning is funner. Ciao, guys. See you next time.